Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Thursday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to show you 10 great power trios, mainly hard rock and heavy metal power trios, with some progressive elements in there. But I'm going to stick with the hard rock element because that's my favorite genre. Even though there's a ton of great bands that are trios, I'm going to stick with the hard rock trio. And I'm going to show both CD and vinyl in this, if that's okay. I don't want to spend a lot of time introducing this because I'm trying to keep these videos short. You know me, I ramble on. So I'm going to get out right off the bat. This great band from Springfield, Missouri. This is Kingsx. That's a cool little box set showing their first 5 studio albums. First called The Edge, and then Sneak Preview, and then they changed their name to Kingsx. You got vocalist and bassist Doug Pinnick, drummer Jerry Gaskill, and guitarist Ty Tabak. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. You got some progressive metal going on, some funk and soul, with influence of gospel and British invasion music. Their lyrics are based on their struggle between religion and self-acceptance, so some pretty deep and meaningful lyrics. They're not a Christian band in any way. They just mold those beliefs in there. It's an awesome band. If you don't know Kingsx, definitely check them out. You got their debut, Out of a Silent Planet. One of my favorites, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. I love the cover of that one as well. Then you got Faith, Hope, and Love. You got the self-titled Kingsx and Dogma. Great power trio for sure. I've got a few more of their albums. I just didn't bring them out for time. But if you don't know Kingsx, definitely check these guys out. I think I did a great band you need to listen to series on these guys, if I recall. Another great band from Orleans, formed in 1975. Found this digging, and I just, by the cover, I said, these guys have got to be a hair band or something like that. So this is Zebra. Again, a great power trio. Featuring Randy Jackson on guitars and vocals, Felix Hanneman on bass and keyboards, and Gary Gelso on drums and vocals. Their music is a combination of hard rock and progressive rock and heavy metal. Really good stuff. Melodic rock, they call it as well. This is their debut album I just showed you. 2 great singles off of it, Who's Behind the Door and Tell Me What You Want. Take Your Fingers From My Hair was covered by Dream Theater. Great band on their own. And this is a fantastic album in Zebra. Check these guys out. It was a nice find. I wasn't sure what I was going to get when I picked them up, but happy to have them. Another great band. I'm going to dig a little deeper. This is Atomic Rooster. I love these guys. These are so good. British hard rock, progressive rock band formed way back in 1969. Originally formed by members of the Crazy World of Arthur Brown, which is a whole different meaning and venue and experience on their own. Initially included Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer as well on drums. I love these guys. Deep Purple actually opened for them way back in 1969 as well, so they were fairly big in the day. They got a unique sound. I love them. This is a cool little box set. You've got self-titled Atomic Rooster. You got Death Walks Behind You. Sleeping for Years. And this is this is In Hearing Of. This is In Hearing Of, I'm sorry. And then you've got Nice and Greasy. Don't really like that album cover. I was going to show you that on Larry Graves' great and not so great album covers, but I chose others. But great band, Atomic Rooster. Again, a great box set as well. It's got some amazing bonus tracks on here. Really good stuff. So again, a British hard rock power trio. As well as these guys, Budgie. It's another good box set. It's got their 3 amazing albums on here. Welsh heavy metal band from Cardiff, formed in 1967. One of the heaviest bands of its time back then. Their sound would be described as if you were to take Rush and Black Sabbath and mix them all together and to create Budgie. Amazing stuff, because I love both Rush and Black Sabbath. Burke Shelley's vocals are very comparable to Geddy Lee's, and he also plays bass as well. They've influenced so many great bands and have been covered by these great bands as well. Iron Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth, Van Halen, Soundgarden, just to name a few. This is some great stuff. This is Never Turn Your Back on a Friend. Then you got In for the Kill and Bandolier. I love these covers as well. They're so good. There's the boys there. Sorry for the glare. Yeah, great heavy band. So if you like Rush, if you like Black Sabbath, just put them together and you've got Budgie. Awesome stuff. So that's number 4. Number 5, I'm going to deep again, even a little further back. You've got Cream, one of the hardest working bands and the hardest and loudest and heaviest bands of their time. In Cream, this is their debut, Fresh Cream. This is in fantastic shape as well, by the way. Formed in 1966 with Eric Clapton on guitars and vocals, Ginger Baker, of course, amazing drummer, and Jack Bruce on bass and vocals. So Eric and Jack shared vocals. One of the world's first supergroups, and one of the first power trios as well. Ranked number 67 on the top 100 bands of all time. You've got their debut album, 1966 release, Fresh Cream. I've got more. I'm just going to show you a couple. I've got Early Cream. It's a compilation album released in 72, but it's more of the early 60s stuff. And then I've got Heavy Cream, another compilation album. This is from 1966 to 1979, and again released in 72. But I've got Disraeli Gears. I've got all kinds of Cream. I just wanted to show you a couple of these. But Cream, great power trio. One of the earliest power trios as well. Speaking of great power trios, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is Santors. This is their debut album, Shot Down in Flames. Santors, again from Toronto, classically trained brothers, Rick Santors on lead guitar and vocals, Mark Santors on drums and vocals, and you got bassist Rick Lazaroff. Really good band. I love their sound. This one, Shot Down in Flames, was dedicated to Bon Scott of AC/DC, who just passed away not long after this album was released, or not too long before this album was released. And then you've got Racing Time, which is their second 1982 release. Cool cover. And then the one I originally discovered them on, this is Guitar Alley. This is their third studio album. But yeah, Santors, great power trio. Love these guys, really good sound. They're quite internationally known at the time as well, so check these guys out. They're so good. So good for sure. That's number 6. Number 7, I had to show these guys. Originally a power trio, later on a quartet, but their early beginnings were just a hard rock and heavy, loud power trio. This is Grand Funk Railroad. This is their debut, On Time. You know I had to show Grand Funk. From Flint, Michigan, you got Mark Farner on guitars and vocals, the amazing Mark Farner. Don Brewer, again, drums and vocals, one of the hardest working drummers at the time, and Mel Shocker on bass. Mel Shocker, just a remarkable bassist. Very laid back, but just his fingers are just talented. They were huge and loud, as I said, and it remained a power trio for about 6 studio albums from 1969 to 1972. They invited Craig Frost on one of their albums, just before the Gold album came out, were an American band, which he became a permanent member. So they were a power trio from 1969 to 1972, again through those 6 studio albums. So again, this is their debut album, and then their second album, known as the Red Album, self-titled Grand Funk 1969 release as well. Happy to have. I couldn't find this one for the longest time, but happy to find it. So that's number 7. Number 8, again from Canada. You all know this band. This is Mahogany Rush. Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. The amazing Frank Marino from Montreal, Quebec. Not French in any way. That's just where they were based. Guitar hero. And I say that literally because he was hard rock, heavy metal, blues rock, formed in 1969. Marino played like Hendrix. He idolized Hendrix. And the band also included bassist Paul Harwood and drummer Jimmy Ayub. Sorry. So this is a Mahogany 4, 1976 release. And I got a ton of Mahogany Rush. I just picked out 2 or 3 albums. This is World Anthem. I think this was the first one I bought by these guys. There's Mr. Marino there. This is World Anthem 1977 release. And then I've got a Cool Alive album. This is 1978. Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush. And yeah, love this band. So good. I had a comment this morning when people were knowing that I was going to do this video. Said, "Don't you forget this band," and I haven't. So at number 9, Canadian hard rock band Triumph. Amazing hard rock band from Mississauga, Ontario, which is near Toronto. 18 gold albums, 9 platinum albums in North America alone. Hard rock, heavy metal, progressive rock. Very commercially successful band. You got amazing Rick Emmett on guitars and vocals, an underrated guitarist because he's just remarkable. Mike Levine on keyboards and bass, and singer and drummer Gil Moore. So 2 different vocal styles. They blended well together. They harmonized amazingly. Rick Emmett, again, a guitar god. This is Thunder 7, 1984's release. Really good album. I've got it again. I didn't bring out all my Triumph stuff. This is a most recent find of mine. This is the Sport of Kingsx, 1986 release. So Triumph, check them out. They're so good. They're so good. And finally, I had to one of the most successful bands, a power trio from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You all know them. This is Rush, and probably one of the most commercially successful albums, Moving Pictures. Rush, again, remarkable. Originally included Alex Lifeson on guitar. He's the original member of the band. John Rutsey on drums, and Jeff Jormay, I believe it was, on bass and vocals. Sorry, Jeff Jones. Jones didn't last long. He left pretty quickly and was replaced by Geddy Lee, and almost the rest is history. Almost. John Rutsey would leave after their first album, which is still one of my favorite debut albums, and of course be replaced with Neil Peart, and that just changed history. And he would remain their drummer. They remain a power trio for the rest of their career, 52 years I believe it was. And again, one of my favorite bands. I've got all their discography. I love these guys. I still have to get more of their live stuff, but again, this is 1981's Moving Pictures. And their comeback album, I would say, this is 2112, because Farewell to Kingsx came out. They didn't do very well, and they were almost to the point of leaving because the industry didn't want them anymore. They came out with this one and just blew the socks off of everyone. But there you have it, guys. There's my power trios, and show me in your comments your favorite power trios. And love you all. Have yourself a good rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye now.